In a weekend that shook the NFL draft world to its core, few moments matched the jaw-dropping fall of Colorado Buffalo's quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Once projected as a potential number one, second overall pick, Sanders slid all the way into the fifth round, a development that sent analysts, fans, and social media into a frenzy. But amidst the speculation, heated debates, and armchair scouting reports, a particularly unexpected figure weighed in: former U.S. President Donald Trump. Yes, you read that right. Trump took to Truth Social to offer a bombastic endorsement of Shedeur Sanders, son of NFL Hall of Famer and Colorado head coach Deion "Primetime" Sanders, and in doing so, ignited even more conversation around what was already the most bewildering narrative of draft weekend. And now, Shedeur's older brother, Shilo Sanders, is sharing his unfiltered reaction to Trump's viral post. Let's just say, it left an impression. Fam, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Speaking candidly on the One Night with Steiny podcast, Shilo didn't hold back when asked about Trump's message. Man, I'm not even gonna lie, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen, bro, Shilo said, laughing. Fam, if you got the president tweeting, bro, you know something's wrong. In a world where hot takes fly faster than a Patrick Mahomes spiral, Shilo's comments struck a rare chord. Sincere awe. He even jokingly labeled it a W for Trump. And while that comment may have raised some eyebrows in the political sphere, it was clearly more about the surreal moment than any ideological alignment. After all, it's not every day the former commander-in-chief jumps into the middle of the NFL draft discourse, especially not to campaign for a young QB. But campaign Trump did. Trump's post, a mid-draft thunderbolt. On the Friday night before Shedeur was finally selected, Trump dropped his take like a bomb on social media. What is wrong with NFL owners? Are they stupid? Deion Sanders was a great college football player and was even greater in the NFL. He's also a very good coach, streetwise and smart. Therefore, Shedeur, his quarterback son, has phenomenal genes and is all set for greatness. He should be picked immediately by a team that wants to win. Good luck, Shedeur, and say hello to your wonderful father. Trump's endorsement wasn't just unexpected. It was loud, emphatic, and quintessentially Trumpian. He turned a moment of perceived injustice into a rallying cry, doubling down on the Sanders family's legacy and calling out NFL executives with characteristic bravado. In a sea of analysts dissecting Shedeur's mechanics, accuracy under pressure, and scheme fit, Trump instead focused on pedigree, passion, and that intangible it factor. Things that don't show up on a spreadsheet but sometimes win championships. A polarizing moment, but a cultural touch point. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt later suggested that Trump's post did not go unnoticed in football circles, teasing the possibility that it might have added some pressure or visibility during the final draft rounds. To some, it was political grandstanding. To others, it was a powerful nod to the Sanders name. But no matter which way you lean, there's no denying it. Trump's comment turned an already wild draft narrative into a full-blown cultural moment. It reminded everyone watching that the NFL draft isn't just about football, it's about fame, media, legacy, and sometimes even politics. And for Shilo Sanders, who watched his brother endure a surreal and frustrating drop down the draft board, the moment was a strange but cool silver lining in an otherwise head-scratching situation. From prime time to prime genes. There's no question Shedeur Sanders entered the draft with high expectations. Under his father's guidance at Colorado, he put up gaudy stats, flashed NFL-caliber arm talent, and proved he could shine under pressure, even while enduring one of the most high-profile seasons in recent college football history. But as the rounds ticked by and his name remained uncalled, whispers turned into shouts. Was it the offense he ran? Was it the criticism of his on-field demeanor? Was it concerns about durability or decision-making? Nobody quite had a clear answer, not even the experts. But Trump didn't hesitate. To him, the logic was simple. The son of Deion Sanders, perhaps the greatest athlete to ever play both NFL and MLB, deserves a shot because greatness runs in the blood. In Trump's eyes, it wasn't about spreadsheets or 40-yard dash times. It was about genes, grit, and glory. What's next for Shedeur and Shilo? Despite the delay, Shedeur Sanders was eventually drafted. He'll now be entering a quarterback room that includes veteran Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and promising rookie Dillon Gabriel. That's a crowded and competitive room, but also one full of opportunity. If Shedeur can showcase his upside, mobility, and leadership, there's every reason to believe he can rise.